All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody with a short live stream for you. This is not going to be a long live stream, but we definitely need to cover what happened today in the NHL. Something that we talked about the other day, which we got wrong. However, this channel is not about getting correct predictions. This channel is about decoding. So let's wait for a few minutes and see if we can get some people in here. And then we're going to take like 20 minutes and go over this. But to all those you in the live stream chat, thank you for joining in today. I'm going to be a bit quieter tonight. It's a bit late here. So let me get everything set up. Please leave me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me in the chat. Thank you, Coffee Girl, for the thumbs up. People don't seem to be too interested in stuff anymore. Likes are down, views are down. But we're still going to cover this because it needs to be something I want to talk about. So all right. Thanks, Dr. Savage. Much love to you, brother. What's up, Bob, Frederick? Hey, Jessica. Hope you guys are all well tonight. All right. Well, this is pretty interesting. So this is just my initial findings. There's probably more to say here. But Alexander Ovechkin, the Russian hockey player, has just broken the goal record. And this is a record, like I said in the last live stream, that no one thought would ever be broken. And the whole thing here is about numbers. I mean, why do you think they call him the Gr8? Okay. The Gr8 eclipses the Gr8 One, right? It's all about numbers. Gr8, Gr8 One, 8-1. Okay. 8 times 1 is 8. So 8 plus 1 is 9. So there's a whole lot to talk about here, but this happened today on April 6th, 2024 or 2025, sorry. And he scored his 895th goal, right? So 2 days ago, let me just go over this real fast. 2 days ago, Alexander Ovechkin scored his 894th goal to tie Wayne Gretzky, right? And look at this, guys. The guy he scored his 894th goal against, the goalie, equals 894, okay? Like Skull and Bones. In The Dark Knight, Batman, his grandfather was the founder of Skull and Bones, and the goalie's name was Spencer Knight, like the Dark Knight. The phrase ties the record equals 894. And a day before that, Miley Cyrus released a song called End of the World, which equals 894. Like Skull and Bones, like the goaltender. And again, this was goal 894, guys. The goaltender equals... Is Strong's 894 Wormwood? What in the world? Okay, hold on. We got to take a minute here to... Dr. Savage just dropped some truth in the chat here. What is Strong's 894? I can't believe it, guys. Strong's 894 is Wormwood. Oh my goodness. Is Sean in the chat right now? Is Sean from Widow's Son in the chat right now? Is 7-1 in the chat right now? Strong's 894 is Wormwood, guys. Do you guys know in the book of Revelation, it talks about wormwood? Sean, did you know this, man? Did you know that Strong's 894 is wormwood? I'm waiting for your reaction because I know you're going to be like draw dropped. I mean, come on, man. What the heck? Well, there you go. There you go. Chernobyl, guys. Chernobyl. This is a Russian hockey player. We're talking about Russia here. And wormwood in Ukrainian means Chernobyl. And the guy tied the record with Wayne Gretzky. And Wayne Gretzky is Ukrainian. So let me hold on a second. I didn't expect to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it. Again, Wayne Gretzky's father was in the Russian Empire, and Wayne Gretzky grew up in a Ukrainian household. Strong's 894 is wormwood. In Ukrainian, Chernobyl means wormwood. Guys, we're about to see some serious shite. I just have this feeling that the matrix is breaking, okay? Also, Dr. Savage, thank you for this, but Dr. Savage says that 894 is Babylon in the Hebrew. So what's 895? Okay, well, 895 is also Babylon. Guys, so 895 is Babylon. He just scored 895 goal. Okay, so my goodness. Oh, man. This stream's going to go longer than I thought it was going to go. All right, so let's see Strong's 895. Hold on. Lifeless. Without life. Huh. Without soul. So he just scores a goal, 895, and that means lifeless, or it means Babylon. Lack of spirit, dead. Huh. Wow. Okay. Okay, guys. Wow. So 895 days ago, Brittany Griner was denied her release from prison. Okay, 895 days ago, before Ovechkin, the Russian, scores his 895th goal, the American, who was in jail in Russia, was denied her release, or his release, okay? This was 895 days ago on October 25th, 2022. 895 days later, the Russian becomes the leading goal scorer with 895 goals. Okay, Brittany Griner, right here's the story from 895 days ago. You guys understand what I'm showing you here? This is like a prison. Right here, Russian court on Tuesday upheld the U.S. basketball star Brittany Griner's 9-year sentence. So again, this is what happened 895 days ago before this guy, the Russian, scores his 895 goal. And again, we just learned that in the Strong's Concordance, 895 means without life, or inanimate, or without life. And 894 means wormwood. And wormwood was the goal that was scored yesterday or the other day to tie. And in Gematria, the word 894 is end of the world, Antichrist, Revelation, okay? Skull and Bones, all 894. And that was 2 days ago when Ovechkin tied. So not only did Ovechkin score his 894th goal against Spencer Knight, who equals 894, the goalie who he scored his goal against tonight also equaled 894. I'll show you that in a minute, but let's just go over also I wanted to show this. So Alex Ovechkin became the all-time leading goal scorer of the NHL 201 days after his birthday. So there you go. 201 days after his birthday, he becomes the all-time leading goal scorer. You guys know about the 201. Okay. And I believe I believe that the one of the names of the goalie he scored against equals 201. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Apparently not. Apparently I was wrong. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so the goalie who Alexander Ovechkin scored against in capital letters, Ilya Sorokin, equals 201. And again, Alex Ovechkin became the all-time leading goal scorer 201 days after his birthday. Is April 7th a bank holiday? I didn't know that. But let's just talk about the eights, guys. Let's just get this done. I don't want this stream to be too long. But okay, so Alexander Ovechkin is known as the Gr8, but now he's known as the Gr8 One. And notice how they spell the great with the Gr8, like Gr8 One, because he passed Wayne Gretzky, who was known as the Gr8 One, and now Alexander Ovechkin is known as the Gr8 One with the 8, like 8-1. Okay. Now he broke the record on the date that's written 6-4 in Russia, where the number 8 is from, and the number 64 has a special relationship to the number 8. 8 times 8 equals 64. Okay, so he became the all-time leading goal scorer in Russia on 6-4. 8 times 8 equals 64. The goal he scored his record goal against was born in the 8th month, and he's Russian. Okay, so the goalie he scored against is also Russian. Okay, born in the 8th month. Now, number 8 broke the record 88 days after 8-1. Why is that important? Well, first of all, 8-1 is January 8th in Russia. That's the 8th day of the year. So that means that number 8 broke the record 88 days after the 8th day of the year. Okay, how about that? He broke the record number 8 broke the record 88 days after the 8th day of the year. And they're calling him the Gr8 One, right? Well, the date 8-1 is the 8th day of the year. And 8-1 is 88 days before he broke the record. Okay, and now he's the Gr8 One, right? So that's perfect. The goalie who he scored his record-breaking goal against is also Russian, and his name in gematria equals 888. Ilya Sorokin equals 888. Now, on top of that, today was 8 lunar phases in 8 days after the goalie's birthday, 8-8, okay? Now look at the gematria of Ilya Sorokin, the guy he scored his goal against, 894. Well, when Alex Ovechkin came into the game today to score, he had 894 goals. In the rule of Colel, which means you can add one or subtract one from any number, essentially Ilya Sorokin equals 895, and that's the goal. If you do the rule of Colel on this guy's name, go look it up. It's Freemasonry has the rule of Colel, where any number can add one or subtract one. Ilya Sorokin can equal 895, which is the goal that Alex Ovechkin scored against him today, 895. Okay. Now, not only did the goalie he scored against equal 888, time traveler equals 888. Okay, in the same cipher as the goalie. So this is where it gets crazy, guys, because now we're going to connect this to Back to the Future. You guys know Back to the Future, 88 miles per hour, right? Well, what if I told you that the guy the Gr8 who just scored his record-setting goal was born in the year of 1985. And 1985 is the year that Marty McFly time traveled, going 88 miles per hour. If you measure from the day that the Gr8 was born to the day that Marty McFly traveled 88 miles per hour, it's 38 days. Okay? The number 38 can be read like 3 eights, like 888, right? Like the goalie he scored against equals 888, like time traveler equals 888, like Donald J. Trump equals 888. Okay? Art of the Deal equals 888. Trump's book. But yeah, Ovechkin born the same year that Back to the Future time traveled, 38 days before, like 3 eighths. Now, also, that was 1 month and 8 days, just kind of like they call him the Gr8, like the 1-8. Okay. Remember, he broke the record 88 days after 1-8 or 8-1. Okay. So yeah, what's the chances that this guy is the Gr8 and he's born 38 days before the time traveler of 88? Okay. And again, don't forget, guys, in Francis Bacon gematria, Doc Brown equals 88. And Doc Brown is the one who said you're going to see some serious shit when you go 88 miles per hour. Okay. Doc Brown equals 88. So here's the big one, guys. Not only was Ovechkin born the same year as the time travel, right? Look at this. He scored his 895th goal to break the record 895 days after the 38th year start of the 88 miles per hour. And remember, he was born 38 days before this event. And he scores his 895 goal 895 days after the 38th year started of the 88 miles per hour. That was October 25th, 2022. Guys, when you type in 88 miles per hour in gematria, it equals 895. So there you go. I mean, wow, guys, not only was he born 38 days before, he breaks the 895 record 895 days after the 38th year started. And 88 miles per hour equals 895. Okay? Do you guys understand what I'm showing you here? What is the chance of that? Considering he was born in the same year. Okay? So he was born the same year this happened. It's pretty clear, okay? And that's why it's crazy that 88 miles per hour equals 895. And this all ties to what's going on. I mean, there's so much more I could say here, but I just wanted to mainly cover the Back to the Future riddle because I'm probably going to have more. And yeah, somebody in the chat is mentioning something really good here. If you multiply 8 times 9 times 5, it equals 360. 8 times 9 times 5 equals 360, okay? So that's like a full circle. So that's the goal he scored today is 895. 8 times 9 times 5 is 360. But again, the goal he scored last night was 2 nights ago, he scored 894 to tie the record. And the phrase ties the record equals 894. The goal he scored against Spencer Knight, 894. Now, I also want you guys to remember that today is 6-4, right? And 6-4 is 8 times 8. 64 is 8 times 8. So all this stuff seems to connect. And a big shout out to Dr. Savage for telling us about the Strong's Concordance 894 is wormwood. And remember, in Revelation 8:11, let me just bring this up here. Revelation 8:11. The name of the star in Revelation 8:11 is Wormwood. Revelation. All right, and the name of the star is called Wormwood. Okay, so and a third part of the waters will became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. So don't become bitter, guys. But what is 8 times 11, guys? Let me hear it in the chat, guys. What is 8 times 11? Drop that number in the chat, guys. What is 8 times 11? Let me just see some chat participation. It's 88, yes. So considering we're talking about all the 8s, and we found out that 894 is wormwood, and 895 is without life. Bitter, guys. When you're bitter, you don't have life, okay? Don't be bitter. Bitterness is seriously soul-sucking. Bitterness is one of the worst things you can have. Let's put it that way. Bitterness is like soul-sucking, okay? But considering that Revelation 8:11 talks about wormwood, how much time do you think was on the clock, or how many shots were on the clock when Alexander Ovechkin scored? Do you see this up here, guys? Let me make this bigger for you. Do you see, guys, up here in the top left corner? What are the shots on the clock when Alexander Ovechkin scores his record-breaking goal? Look at this. There was 8 shots to 11 on the clock right before he scored his goal. Think about what I'm showing you here. 8:11 is encoded right there. Right before he scored this goal. He was on 894 goals, which is wormwood. And in Revelation 8:11, it mentions wormwood. And as soon as he's going to score this goal, the shots on the game were 8 to 11, guys. This is crazy. And after he scored, the shot became 12 to 8, which people in the chat are mentioning the 12-8 is 88 minutes, right? 1 hour and 28 minutes is 88 minutes. So no matter what you do here, you get back to the 88. And again, we're talking about Russia and Ukraine here. This is remember, 895 days ago, Brittany Griner was denied. Her sentence was upheld by the Russian court, right? And 895 days ago was the 38th year of the 88 miles per hour. And again, 88 miles per hour equals 895. And in that movie, he says, we're about to see some serious stuff, right? But that's pretty crazy. And don't forget, the guy who he passed, I just want to reiterate this, the guy who he passed the record from is Gretzky. And Gretzky is Ukrainian. Or his family spoke Ukrainian, right? And what was I going to say? So Chernobyl means wormwood. Right here. The city's name is one of the Ukrainian names of Artemisia vulgaris, which means wormwood. So I need to check and see how many days today is after Putin's birthday. Guys, today is 181 days after Putin's birthday. He broke the record 181 days. Guys, that's the 42nd prime. That's war, man. I mean, this is huge war stuff, guys. War equals 42. Today is 181 days after Putin's birthday, the 42nd prime number. And it's 184 days before his next birthday. So what about Zelensky? Hold on. Okay, today is 71 days after Zelensky's birthday, the 20th prime number. Oh, it's 42 weeks before Zelensky's birthday. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. There it is. 42 is World War III. Hold on a second. Let me get these up. All right, so World War 42, War 42, World War III 181, 181, the 42nd prime. Today is 42 weeks before Zelensky's birthday and 181 days after Putin's birthday. World War III. 181. I mean, come on, that's pretty crazy, guys. The two leaders of Russia and Ukraine are perfectly in the middle of today's record. 181 after Putin. Yeah, so yeah, just to reiterate, 181 after Putin's birthday, 42 weeks before Zelensky's. And the 181 is also connected to this because we're talking about 1-8 and 8-1, right? As I showed you here. Let's see. And again, don't forget that the guy he scored his goal against is also Russian. So there's all kinds of Russian stuff going on here. But I think that's all we need to say here because there'll be more to say, I think, but it's late here. I just wanted to get a video out to you guys because you guys know I like to be on a schedule. About every 2 days, I like to release a video. Oh yeah, let's measure from the end of World War II to today. Hold on, let's do that. Or yeah, let's measure from World War II. Just out of curiosity. I don't see anything huge there, but could be something. Let's see how many days it is after the war started. Hold on. Okay, so it's been 1137 days. Or 1138. Oh, it's been 42 days since the war started. Okay, 42 days after the anniversary. Okay, so here it is, guys. We have 342 connections to today. 42 weeks before Zelensky's birthday. 181 days after Putin's birthday, which is the 42nd prime, and 42 days after the anniversary of the war started between Ukraine and Russia, So all those things connect with the 42, every single one of them. And that's important because, as I told you, World War III equals 181, the 42nd prime, and war and World War equal 42. Okay. And don't overlook Kim Jong-un here, because Kim Jong-un is born on January 8th, the 8th day of the year. Today is 88 days after his birthday. And he equals 42. Is he going to start World War III? Possible. Well, it's possible it's already started in a way, but I'm just saying that there's a huge war connection here. But thank you to everyone in the chat for tuning in. I'm sorry it's not the greatest stream or the longest stream. But I think what we shared here is pretty undeniable, especially with the Back to the Future thing. Oh, somebody's saying today is 29,188 days after World War II ended in Europe. And I really should talk about Elvis, but I was thinking about saving the Elvis connection. Don't forget, guys, today is 88 days after Elvis's birthday. So if Elvis was still alive, I want you guys to notice that Elvis would be 90 years old in 88 days today. And look at this, guys. 88 is the 64th composite number. 8 times 8 is 64. So how perfect. But yeah, today is 88 days after Elvis's birthday, who's born on the 8th day of the year. And 90 is the gematria. He's 90 years old right now if he was still alive. And 90 is the gematria of Alexander Ovechkin. Actually, let me show you. Do you guys see how Elvis Aaron Presley equals 81? Equals 81 in the same cipher as Alexander Ovechkin. Okay, and we're talking about a guy who's born on 8-1, and they're calling him the Great One. You see this? There's your code right there, guys. 8-1. Elvis's birthday. Elvis Aaron Presley, born 8-1. Elvis Aaron Presley equals 8-1 in the same cipher as Alexander Ovechkin. Right? So they're even giving you the 8-1 in his name here. So that's, and just so you guys know, Elvis, if you just type his name Elvis in Chaldean, it equals 1-8. And the reason that's important is because in the Chaldean cipher, the cipher is one of the oldest ciphers, and it means it holds the number 9 sacred. So this cipher only has the numbers 1 through 8 in the cipher. So this number is important to this cipher because it only has the numbers 1 through 8, and 1 plus 8 is 9, right? So again, there's so much more you could say. I mean, there's so much more you could say. But I think I'm going to leave it at that. But thank you guys for those additions. Thank you, Dr. Savage. Much love to you, brother. Today, April 6th of April equals 733 in Latin. 888 is the 733rd composite number. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you to Mama Sari. Much love to you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky and Alexander Ovechkin, who Alexander Ovechkin just passed. They're born 9,000 days apart. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Ra, the sun god of Egypt, raw radium on the element on the periodic table, raw radium is the 88th element. Yes, that's true. There's 88 constellation. There's 88 keys on a piano. You guys know all that probably. Yeah, he is now the king of scoring. Yep, exactly. Ovechkin is the king of scoring. Oh, you guys want to know how many days it is after Elvis's daughter died? Let me show you. And this is a big shout out to Geopolitical. But Lisa Marie, she died on January 12th, 2023. So if you measure from her death to today, so from Lisa Marie Presley's death to today is 816 days, guys. When did Elvis Presley die? This is just crazy. From her death, from his daughter's death to today is 816 days. And Elvis, he died on 816. So there you go. I mean, that's just more. 816, Elvis's death date, 816. His daughter died 816 days ago. And Elvis is born on 1/8, and now we have the Gr8 One or 8/1. Yeah, so that's another one. Also, somebody in the chat is saying, hold on. Who was saying, somebody had a good comment that I missed now. Paul says Zelensky equals 1470 in Hebrew. Paul Anthony 147. I have a video about King Charles coming out soon, Paul. Oh yeah, that countdown clock. Yeah, let's see how many days it is before that countdown clock. World War III countdown. So today we're 9 weeks, 6 days, 14 hours away from the World War III countdown. Let's just measure it. Ah, okay. Well, we're 71 days before that, guys. Guys, look at this. Wow. Wow. Guys, what is the chance of that? World War III equals 71. Today is 71 days before this countdown clock. The World War III countdown clock. Crazy. And I just told you today is 71 days after Zelensky's birthday. And today is 71 days before the countdown clock. And again, guys, this might not mean anything. I mean, they've done stuff like this before, like the 1028 days, But I mean, I don't understand why they put this timer here, but it is crazy that it's 71 days before. And that's the gematria of World War III. And we're talking about a Russian breaking the record today. So that's just something to think about. But we're kind of already in a war now, right? Because the tariff war is going on. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, you can probably tell I'm tired. Please hit those likes on the way out. We're going to wrap this one up, but we're going to have more in the coming days. Yeah, much love to you, brother. That was absolutely insane. Your organic sync with your mom. And much love to you. Hope you're doing well and praying for you and your family as usual. But yeah, that 1028-day clock countdown was 1028 days, ended the day your mom passed away. Yeah. That's just crazy. But yeah, I got to get to bed, guys. You guys can tell I don't have my normal energy. But much love to you all, and thank you so much for everything that you do. And yeah, we'll see you guys very soon. Hit the likes on the way out. If you guys want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. Buy me a coffee at the top. And we'll see you guys in the next stream. Much love.